Alright, Shalom family. I guess today we're not in the backyard. We actually in the house. A little different of an event today, but we're gonna go over a review on, not necessarily a review, but go over incubation with chicken eggs and turkey eggs, and any other kind of eggs you want to do. But I hatch turkey eggs and chicken eggs, so that's what we're gonna talk about today. Mainly about the turkey eggs, but we'll get a little information on both. So this is a incubator, an egg incubator. It holds 22 eggs. This is a Nature Right 360. I got it from Tractor Supply for about $150, $160. You can get them on Amazon for about the same price. I had one before that was kind of a bust. I got a little cheap one off Amazon, so I upgraded to this one. It worked out pretty good. I got turkeys, eggs to hatch from it, as well as chickens. So this is round two for me. This is my second year doing it. So I got a little bit of experience on it. So we're going to go into a couple of details of the machine, as well as show you what the eggs look like as they mature through their process. So just real quick on the operation of it. You have the menu button that cycles through how many days you have left until the eggs is due to hatch. And if you long press it, you can actually change the date. I mean, not the date, but you can change the temperature as well as the days that you want it to be set for. With turkey eggs, they hatch about 28 days. Chicken eggs is going to hatch in 21 days. And that's from the beginning of the incubation process to the actual live hatch. You have the plus and minus, of course, to select up and down. And if you press both of them together, you get a rotation of your eggs. Now, it automatically comes set that it rotate every about 2 or 3 hours on its own, and that's just to keep the actual embryo from sticking to the side so it can actually be viable. If it's not, it'll just stick to the side. It won't be able to rotate, and then you won't have any hatches from it. It'll be 100% death rate without that. The last button is just going to be a light. And what that light does, kind of messed up, but the light does, they call it candling. You take the egg, a fertilized egg or unfertilized egg, and you set it on here, and it'll illuminate the egg so you can see what's going on there on the inside pretty much. It's kind of like planting a seed in a clear cup so you can actually see the development of the roots. Same concept. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you can actually look at the eggs. One other thing, as far as your settings, about 99.5 is about the normal setting. You can go up a few degrees, and that is to keep the actual temperature right for the eggs to actually be able to incubate, as well as your percentages on your humidity. Mine is at 35 currently. Typically they want to say it's around 70% humidity, and that's if you add water into this port here. The second port is toward the end. The last 3 days is when you will stop the rotation of the eggs and increase the humidity, so when they do hatch, they don't stick to the sides. It's easier for them to break free of the shells, and then they'll dry out with the actual dry heat. However, it's a process called dry hatch, which is no added water into the reservoir and just use the humidity that's in your air naturally, which mine is at 35%. I hatched them before in the same exact location with no problem, with no water. You do have the access port that you can adjust how much air that's in and out, so you can kind of adjust the humidity to a degree. So once you get to the last 3 days of hatch, I'm at 4 right now, so I have 3 more days or 4 more days. Tomorrow is when I will stop the rotation of the eggs, so they can just sit and get ready and get prepared to actually hatch. One other thing, I'm doing multiple eggs. They didn't all go in at the same time, so mine is about a week apart on every batch. There's 3 batches that I put in. It's about a week apart. At about 14 to 15 days, the rotation that's required can kind of cease, and they still will be more developed enough to actually rotate themselves inside of the egg, so they don't have any problems as far as everything sticking to the eggs and not being able to develop continually. So I'm gonna take the lid off now, because I showed you the operation of it, gave a little information on it as far as your humidity, temperature, and how to adjust such things. So I'm gonna take the lid off and actually show you a couple of different development stages and what to look for and what not to look for. I'm gonna take this off. It's gonna kind of suck. I got one hand, so. Just took that off, set that to the side. Alright, so these are all my turkey eggs. These are chicken eggs. 1, 2, 3. All the rest of these are my turkey eggs that laid this year. All these 3, and also these here. These eggs are not fertilized, and they've been incubating for over a week, so they're no good anymore. So you don't want to eat them, definitely. So you just want to throw them out. I was going to keep them around so I can show you what it looked like when they're not fertilized. But I got something that's in here that's the same way. I don't know how well it's going to show up on the camera, but we're going to try it anyway. So I just got a little flashlight. And we're going to see. If not, I might need to turn the light out, but hopefully we don't need to. So this egg is about 2 to 3 weeks old. And it is fertilized, and you can see the little air pocket in the bottom of it. That's for the embryo to continue to breathe, to get oxygen and develop. So I'm gonna go around real quick so you can see the difference. So that's a good egg, fertilized, which I've seen that before. That's why I left it in there. This one is a little younger. This egg as well had the same air pocket. You can see that egg is good. This egg, you can kind of see it. That one good. This egg, nothing. Nope. It is. That egg is good. So we have the 4 eggs. This egg, completely transparent. You can see through the whole egg. So more than likely this egg isn't fertilized. I marked them, but a mark on it. That'd be the 3rd batch that I put in. So I just put a line for every time, so I can keep track of how far they're along. This egg is the same, nothing. Now this egg's been in here for about 3 weeks. I'll show you this one. This is also a 3rd batch egg. So at that point, we can actually just take these eggs out because they're just taking up space now, and move them out the way. Alright, let's continue going on. This egg, as you can see, we got action. This one, completely empty. This egg just was put in on the 9th day, when my incubator had 9 days remaining. So that egg has only been there for 5 days. So we can give it a little time to see, but it doesn't look good. But I want to give up too soon. This egg maybe has some little veins, if you can see right up in there, possibly. And this egg is also about a 5-day-old egg. Same thing for this one. They don't look good, but I give them a little time. This egg here is completely filled up. There we go. We got a little pocket here, so that egg is good. This egg, okay, that egg is good, and that one is good, and this is the one we started with. So let's go to the ones in the middle. This is again another 5-day-old egg. Possibly we'll come back and check it on this again. I do update a video on these other eggs just to see, get a better or earlier time frame on them. This egg actually looked like it got a little bit of veins in there, and just a little bit right there. It's kind of hard, but the more you see it, it looked like it's developing some veins. So that egg looked like it's gonna be fertilized well, as well as that one. If you see this little bit right there is If I get it to focus, it's real faint right up in there. Those are going to be the veins that's going to develop. So those 2 eggs. So I'll go back and check this one. Look like something going on right there. And that's how it all started. Like I said, these eggs only been in there for about 5 days. Like the chicken eggs, they're a little harder to tell, but I did it off camera and they look well. But I can't really. It's the eggshell is a little more dense than the turkeys. But it's the same process. If I turn the lights off, I may get a better view and increase my light. But that's how you can tell what eggs are fertilized, which ones weren't. So I took out the 2 that wasn't, and the reason why is because they was already about 3 weeks old, and if I don't see something by that time, they pretty much finished. So what we're gonna do is wrap everything up. I'm gonna put my lid back on here best I can. I'll straighten it up afterwards. But so after a while, you'll see the temperature is going to go back and readjust back up to about 99.5. So what it's set for to maintain the temperature throughout the whole incubation process. So like I said, I'm going to do an update. I should have some baby chickens and turkeys within the next week. Sometimes it may take a day longer, maybe 2 at the most. Sometimes they may come a day early. It's not an exact, but it's pretty accurate as far as 28 days and 21 days to the T. See what else. That's about it. So like I said, I do an update video and probably about next week sometime to see how everything go. If I can catch some hatching, then I definitely will do a little short video on that so you can actually see the process or see the little baby turkeys, how they hatch, and just follow the process as they continue to get older, mature, and end up being what they're supposed to be. So with that being said, I think it's about time for y'all to go. I'm going to let y'all know, make sure you close your incubator so that turkeys continue to hatch.